And welcome back to America's Pastime with Michael McKenzie. I'm your host, Michael McKenzie. Sorry I didn't do anything on the 4 o'clock hour. It's 4:40 currently. I didn't think there was enough trades. Just we're waiting till about the 4:30 time frame where all the trades were in. I'll do the 5:30 recap of the trade deadline if you want to tune into that. But wow, what a day. The day is pretty much over, unless we have some last-minute stunner deals. But with here are the trades that I did not talk about in the last podcast because they didn't happen. The David Hernandez trade happened to the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks acquired right-handed reliever from the Angels, David Hernandez. Padres were not likely to trade Brad Hand. They have not traded Brad Hand as of yet. The Zach Britton trade also has not happened yet. I believe it will not happen. The Padres Brad Hand trade did not happen. The Dodgers made splashes, but we'll talk about that later. The Nationals acquired closer for the Minnesota Twins, Brandon Kintzler. The Orioles acquired infielder from the Tampa Bay Rays, Tim Beckham. And the Pittsburgh Pirates acquired right-handed reliever from the Philadelphia Phillies, Joaquin Benoit. So that's just some of the notable trades that happened, but we still have 3 more, and they are big. These 2 are left-handed relievers picked up by the Dodgers. Tony Watson has been acquired by the Dodgers, and Tony Cingrani has been acquired by the Dodgers, both left-handed relievers from the NL Central. But the big splash that the Dodgers make is acquiring Yu Darvish. He has been traded, a last-minute stunner deal that the Texas Rangers have pulled off. The 3 prospects that will be heading to Texas are second baseman / outfielder Willie Calhoun as the headliner, righty AJ Alexa, and infielder Brendan Davis. So the last-minute stunner deal for Yu Darvish, I started to think, I'll mention that they're not going to trade Yu Darvish, but the Rangers pull off the stunner deal. So the Rangers and Dodgers have agreed to the trade. The Nationals and Twins have now officially announced the trade that Brandon Kintzler is going to be heading to Washington, but the Dodgers are going to acquire Yu Darvish, not pending any physicals. We're just waiting for the team to announce the deal. Official trades are the Yankees getting Sonny Gray, the Indians getting Joe Smith. Still waiting on announcements for all of these trades to happen that I just mentioned, other than the Pirates acquiring Joaquin Benoit. That has been announced. But seriously, what a day in trade deadline news. We thought early in the day Zach Britton was going to get traded. He did not get traded. The Indians were linked to a lot of relievers. They only got Joe Smith. They were linked to so many pitchers. They were linked to Yu Darvish. They were linked to Zach Britton. They were linked to Joe Smith. They did get Joe Smith, but I was surprised they didn't still try to make the push for Zach Britton. There's still a little bit of time. I'm saying until 5 o'clock until all the trades are in. At 2:08, that was the last on Zach Britton. The offers are still lacking from the O's perspective, as the Houston Astros were close at around noon to acquiring the left-handed closer. They engaged in serious pursuit but could not get the deal done. I don't think anybody's going to get the deal done, so yes, Zach Britton will remain in an Orioles uniform. The Orioles did get Tim Beckham. I was thinking at that point when Tim Beckham said he was going to the Orioles, when I knew that, I was thinking maybe that later the pieces haven't been announced for the Orioles. Maybe they will announce that they're also getting a few other players from the Rays and then sending Britton to the Tampa Bay Rays. So that was a big deal. Yeah?
Where's Mom?
In the car.
No, she's not. The car's not here.
I gotta talk to my brother for a second. She went to talk to her boss.
Where?
Somewhere. She went over down the road for better cell phone reception. My brother never knows when the heck my mom is. Back to the trade deadline news. I thought that maybe Zach Britton was going to go to the Rays. Maybe the Rays made another splash, but they did not make a splash here on deadline day. So the Dodgers, the Dodgers, I believe, are the winners of the day in trade deadline news, getting Tony Watson, left-handed reliever, Tony Cingrani, left-handed reliever, and a number one in the rotation in Yu Darvish. The Yankees got a number one in Sonny Gray. I think that they're the number two winner, and the loser, I think, Texas Rangers, as they did not get a single. They got like maybe one player that they were talking about maybe getting. I think that the Rangers just had to lower that asking price dramatically towards the end, so the Dodgers pulled off the last minute stunner. I think that the Athletics won. I think that it was a win-win deal for Sonny Gray because the Athletics got the players that they were asking for. The Yankees were willing to comply with the asking price. So I believe that deal was a win-win. I think that the worst deal of the day was I don't think there was a bad deal, actually. I think that maybe the David Hernandez deal, as all the Angels got was Luis Maduro, right-handed minor league pitcher. But still, there was not really a bad deal. I think that everybody really was a win-win deal. I say that the Yu Darvish to the Dodgers deal was bad because the asking price was so high. The Rangers very dramatically dropped that asking price in at the last minute too, so that the Dodgers could pull off the stunning deal for Yu Darvish. Really a fun trade deadline, as we always say. Let's once again go over every single trade that happened today. The Cubs got Justin Wilson and Alex Avila from the Tigers. The Red Sox got Addison Reed from the Mets. The Diamondbacks got Adam Rosales from the Athletics. The Brewers got back their old relief pitcher who they traded with Jonathan Lucroy to the Rangers last year, Jeremy Jeffress. So both players now that were involved in the Jonathan Lucroy trade last year have been traded in the past 2 days. The Lucroy deal, Lucroy himself was traded to the Rockies, and now the other pitcher that the Brewers decided to throw in, Jeremy Jeffress, he's gone. He has been traded the next day. Brandon, so I believe the next trade was the Blue Jays, the Astros-Blue Jays deal that sent Francisco Liriano to the Houston Astros. The Royals did try to discuss a J-Happ or a Marco Estrada trade with the Blue Jays. That did not get done. The next trade, I believe, was the Brandon Kinsler trade. Brandon Kinsler, the Twins closer, has been traded to the Washington Nationals. That's official. And then it was rush hour and trade deadline. The Angels traded David Hernandez to the Diamondbacks. The Dodgers acquired Tony Watson. The Indians officially acquired Joe Smith. The Dodgers also acquired Tony Cingrani. The Orioles acquired infielder Tim Beckham. The Pirates acquired right-handed reliever Joaquin Benoit. And then the last-minute stunner, the last deal of deadline day, the Dodgers acquired right-handed pitcher from the Rangers, you Darvish. Coming up at our 5:30 podcast, we will declare all the winners and losers of the deadline. We will also rate each big deal, the 5 biggest deals of the deadline, on a scale of 1 to 10. Thank you for tuning in to America's Past. Thank you for spending your trade deadline day on America's Pastime with Michael McKenzie. I want to again thank you for spending deadline day with me. Don't forget to tune in at 5:30 for the breakdown of deadline day. But until then, good night.